This week's episode is featuring Purple Cow's BIOACTIVE Supercharger. BIOACTIVE Supercharger is available in a liquid and a soluble powder product that provides your plant with living organisms and trace minerals to produce nutrient-dense vegetables and fruits. Visit stbiologicals.com to learn more about this and other regenerative ag products. Hello, and welcome to the ST Biologicals Soil Speaks podcast. This week, we'll explain how a Haney test replicates your soil's response to rainfall. Let's get started. Haney test developer Liz Haney and her partner were frustrated with conventional soil testing that focused on physical and chemical factors. Conventional soil testing, including the most commonly used Mehlich-3 test, measures for NPK, soil pH, and some micronutrients. Conventional tests are easy to interpret and inexpensive, but they do not look at the biology in the soil. Conventional soil testing labs also use harsh chemicals you wouldn't find in your field. How accurate can they be? Nutrient cycling is more efficient during drying and rewetting cycles. Plants are greener after rain, not only because of the moisture, but because they experience a release of nitrogen and phosphorus from biology in the soil. If this is how the nutrient cycle works, and it's dependent on microbes for efficiency, then soil tests should account for them. That's what the Haney test does. In the lab, a Haney test uses water and hydronium, a plant root exudate, as solvents. Soil has nutrients in many different chemical forms, with some more available for plant uptake and microbial food. Inorganic and organic forms of nitrogen and phosphorus are found in the soil, but plants prefer the organic forms. Most farms apply urea or UAN, but a great deal of this nutrient is in a form unavailable for plant uptake. It's also quickly lost to the atmosphere if not protected or worked into the soil. When soil is microbially active, you get the full benefit of the nitrogen sources because microbes break it down. The Haney test measures both the organic and inorganic forms, then adds them so you know exactly how much possible fertility you have in your fields. You want to know what's in your soil? You also want to know how that's going to impact your crop yield and pasture nutrient profile for livestock health. A soil respiration table is a valuable tool for gauging microbial activity. It is valuable because it indicates the microbial activity in the soil. Respiration tables are site-specific. You can't compare a semi-arid field in Idaho with a high-rain area like Appalachia. Knowing about your biology helps to understand the potential of nutrients in your soil. Breaking down a Haney test into its components makes it easier to understand. Let's take a closer look. Nitrogen is measured with both water and hydronium. The water gives you the response of the soil, nutrients, and microorganisms to rainfall. The hydronium gives you the measurement of nitrate carbon-based organic nitrogen, ammonium, aka inorganic nitrogen, and the total nitrogen in the soil, replicating the response of the soil chemistry to the plant exudates. The different forms of phosphorus are impacted by plant root exudates. Mimicking nature in these tests gives you a much better idea of the condition of your fields under real-life conditions. Haney tests are relatively new. Technology allows us to make better decisions on farming practices. Soil pH is a critical factor in microbial activity and nutrient cycling. It impacts soil fertility and the balance of micro and macronutrients. The Haney test measures those factors by mimicking plant root exudates. Of course, all these measurements have to take into account what your goals are for your fields. what crops you're planting, and what farming practices you'll be using determine the nutrient recommendations. The results of the Haney test provide a better indication of real field conditions than the Mehlich-3 test can. Using a test that mimics nature moves the focus to how to maintain fertility and yield. This is in stark contrast to measuring how soil responds to harsh chemicals in a lab setting. Which test do you think would give you the best measure of the profit potential of your farm? For more information and guidance on soil testing and how to read a Haney test, visit us at stbiologicals.com. When soil speaks, we listen. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.